to the channel, welcome. I'm so happy to meet you, so happy to be in front of you. If you are returning, you already know what the is going on. I'm back in a minute. I want you bad as hell. What's up, y'all? The music that you are hearing in the background is our sacral chakra meditation. Gonna link that down below because it's actually one of my favorite meditation videos ever that we have in our legendary sound sanctuary and just on YouTube, period. Also, yes, I have a cucumber in my hand. But I have this cucumber in my hand because over the past, I'll say like week, I have really been focusing on self-care. I know that's something that we've been talking about a lot in our community, in the tribe of legends. Gang. We're going up as always, but that's just been a huge theme for the Libra full moon, taking care of yourself, talking to yourself nice. We've been going over this a lot lately. So I was at the grocery store and I decided to pick up a cucumber so that I could focus on specifically beauty magic. To be honest, I'm gonna use this for hydration and facials and just, yeah. So if anybody needed any inspiration, here you go. Here's the cucumber. Like, yes, it's a phallic symbol, but also it's amazing for hydration. This is our natural electrolytes right here. I don't know why I just took a pause on the phallic symbol. I'm going to put this to the side. So guys, today I wanted to come to you and talk about something that I feel like has also been a theme, and we hit on this before. A lot of times I feel like when we are starting our spiritual journey, or even when we are deep within our spiritual journey, we tend to run into some like communication barriers. For example, like when I scroll on TikTok, I see a bunch of people talking about angel numbers. What does this mean? What does 999 mean? What does 1919 mean? What does 111 mean? What does 333 mean? There are a lot of different ways that our spirit team, our divine ancestral team can come through to speak to us. And if you are not familiar with the language, it can easily be missed. So I just wanted to come to you guys today and bring you just a few different ways that your spirit team could be reaching out to you, so that you are less likely to miss your messages. So the first one, I want to talk about synchronicities. So synchronicities, when you hear things over and over again, maybe the same word, maybe you've been hearing plum for the last 3 days, and then you had a dream and you were surrounded by the color purple or the color violet. That might be a sign or a symbol or an omen for you to go and work with plums, or go and purchase some plums to eat a plum. When I think about plums, I'm automatically thinking about not only crown chakra energy because of the color, the crown chakra, which is staring at me in the face. Crown chakra is represented by the violet color. I'm also thinking about the root chakra because when I think about fruit, I think about electricity. It brings balance to our system so that we are actually able to recharge, rest and recharge in a proper way. Right, electricity requires flow, which is also leading me to sacral chakra energy. A lot of times when I think about fruit, I think about sacral chakra energy. Also, the plum has a very huge seed. It's so huge that we call it a pit, I think, right? That's not just the peach, that's the plum. So I'm thinking about manifestation. I'm thinking about divine feminine energy, the energy that it takes to be able to nurture something until it is time for the harvest season. So that's one thing, the synchronicities that pop up in your life. Also, for angel numbers, I think that it's important for us to just carry around journals, or to make sure that even if you don't carry around a journal, even your phone, I recommend a journal because I tend to I've tended to like lose things, have 59 different journals and then 79 different notes in my phone, and then everything would just be kind of lost. So for angel numbers, I would recommend just getting a notebook dedicated to angel number meanings. So when you are seeing specific angel numbers, think about what is going on in your environment, what's going on around you, so that you'll be able to get a good sense of what it is that your spirit team is trying to tell you. So for example, if you are in a like a high peak moment in your life, right, and you see 555, it can mean a lot of different things. So just from numerology, the number 5 usually means quick change, positive change, some kind of change. In the tarot, it can be change in all different types of things. It can be changes physically, financially. It can be mental and emotional changes. It can be things that are changing within the spiritual realm, but it might look a little bit different on the actual physical earthly realm. But it altogether has to do with change. But I just recommend carrying a notebook, because when you start to get into like the more intricate numbers like 67, or 43 foot, when you when you get to seeing numbers like that, that you don't want to have to run to TikTok, and you don't want to you don't want to get used to running to external sources and being dependent on other people, other spiritualists, other people, period, spiritual or not, and we're all spiritual because we're all spirits. But just get in the habit of going to self, going to your own spirit team, going into meditation to find the definitions for you, because I think it's really easy to get confused when you start listening to too many people or having too many teachers. Have you guys ever heard the phrase that's like too many teachers and not enough students? I think that's a common theme within spirituality, because we have to realize that, even though we are all a part of the one, we still come from different cultures, different backgrounds, different environments. We were raised in different families, and even though we can see a lot of commonalities, I think it's still very important to remember that you are on your unique and specific journey. And that being reiterated, that being reiterated really just, I feel like, I don't know, it just helps you to remember that you don't have to go outside of yourself for a lot of the meanings, even the more difficult ones. I know we can sometimes trust other people more, but even that is a testament to why it is so important to go within, because the more that you go within and you seek these answers, you are going to see that you find them. And I think it's going to be easier than you guys think. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone. For angel numbers, I'm just going to recommend meditation and having a journal or a designated place to record what those specific angel numbers mean for you, because you might start to see that, the girl or the person on TikTok said that, this angel number meant this, but then you saw it in a different situation, and maybe it wasn't a warning. Maybe it was it was a number that was meant to celebrate your hard work and tell you that, your guys are proud of you. But you didn't necessarily get that message like that because it's too many teachers in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Listen to your elders. It just is what came through. All right, so boom, that's angel numbers. Another way that your spirit team can often try to communicate with you is through omens. And I was actually just talking to a friend about this the other day, on the spring equinox. So one of the major omens that I have recognized in the past few years is birds. So specific birds, my spirit team has been taking me on this journey of understanding the hierarchy of birds in their specific community. I feel like this would resonate with a lot of people, because I'm starting to like I'm starting to feel like my chi like start moving. I'm getting like burps and stuff, but Yeah, so birds, for example, different birds can mean different things. We know that when we see, usually when you see a red cardinals are not the most aggressive birds. They're also very attractive to the eye. So for me personally, when I see red cardinals, it means that I'm like on the right track. I'm in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing. It means like keep going. It is a sign to show me that my benevolent ancestors are around me. They're protecting me, and they basically like what I got going on. Right? If I start to see the blue jay for me usually I start to see the blue jay when I need some encouragement, or when I am considering different options and I might be in like the Eight of Swords kind of energy, but I'm on the right path to overcoming whatever the obstacle is in front of me. I might see a blue jay. Now the blue jay specifically is a more aggressive bird. It's not one of the most aggressive birds. Like when you start talking about the blackbirds, your grackles, your red-winged blackbirds, your crows. I live in Michigan, so these are all native birds to Michigan, by the way. So you have to be cognizant of where your location is, because that is going to determine the omens in nature that you see. I know that we have a lot of international watchers. Whoop whoop! Shout out to y'all. Also, feel free to comment below any animals or any signs that you may see in your environment. I personally just love to learn about new things in nature. It inspires me to travel. It inspires me to just expand my wisdom. I just love learning about nature. Like that's just like, look, I'm a whole herbalist. Like that's just me. So yeah, when I see bluebirds is usually coming as a form of like encouragement. Like, yes, keep going, you're on the right track. You might be doubting yourself a little bit, but just know that you got this. Keep going. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying or what you're doing right now. Okay, so when I start to see crows kind of give me more of that vibe energy. There might be some towers coming, or I might be in the middle of a tower, or I might be entering into a tower moment. And it kind of comes as like a foreshadow to just be aware, to pay attention. Crows are more aggressive birds. They're black birds with yellow beaks. Yellow, when I think about yellow, I think about the solar plexus. That's the energy that rules your confidence and your self-esteem, right? So when I start to see crows, I automatically assume that there's going to be some tough, difficult energy that might occur. But to stay confident in myself and know that I have all the tools, I'm already equipped with all the tools to deal with whatever the situation is. Now, if I see ravens, right? Ravens are bigger, more aggressive black birds. When I see a raven, I know that I need to probably start doing some protection work, because there's some funkiness going on. Like there's a difference between, you guys understand what I'm saying? When you start to literally sit in meditation with yourself and with your spirit team, you'll be able to decipher all of the different meanings between all of these things. They're not sending it to you for no reason. And please know that your spirit team is never sending you like more than you can handle. But you have to decipher how you are going to break this down in the time that you are allotting yourself. Yeah, you have to decipher how you're going to break this down in the time that you're allotting yourself to go through this time of self-exploration, self-discovery, and just diving deeper into your spirituality. So I'm gonna leave the birds where they are. Let me just talk about one other black bird, because this bird actually, when I took a video of this bird back in last summer. I feel like it was like July or maybe August. It was the grackle, or it might be grackling. I think it's the grackle. The grackle turned our page all the way up. Now the grackle is a more aggressive bird. It tends to look like the male grackle tends to look like the female red-winged blackbird. which is interesting because they're both blackbirds. They're both fairly aggressive and territorial, but they look different. The grackle has more of a purple and green. I promise you guys, after this, I'm leaving the birds alone. The grackle has more of a like green and purplish like translucent undertone on the black. I don't know how else to say it, but they have like a shiny coat of green and purple over their black feathers. It's so beautiful and pretty. So just from the colors, when I think about the grackle, I associate it with the heart chakra and the crown chakra. And because it's a more aggressive and territorial bird, I'm associating it with protection over my heart and over my crown, specifically the integration of the mind and the heart, which we've been talking about literally like for the past 6 months. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave the birds there. Another way that your spirit team can be reaching out to you is, and this is not fear mongering, guys, I promise. Another way that your spirit team can be reaching out to you is through like subtle shifts in things in your house or in your environment. So for example, if you have like pictures, right? Or if you have pictures on the wall, or if you have like just like decorations. If certain pictures start to fall or shift or just things like that, pay attention to what fell. Pay attention to how the things in your house shifted. Pay attention to the time it was when you recognized that things were like shifting and moving around. That can be significant because of the angel numbers. That can be a sign. You can connect whatever the picture was to the angel number and come up with your own conclusion from there. Yeah, also think about like if you were in the middle of making a decision or you were about to do something, maybe whatever fell was a warning. So for example, if something was to fall and break, like if you were about okay, if you guys were about to go see your sneaky link, right? But you had a picture of like, I don't know, like a heart with music notes coming out, just a really beautiful picture hung up on the wall in the living room in a glass, and then the picture falls and the glass shatters all over your living room floor. Baby, maybe you don't need to go see that sneaky link, because to me that would let me know that person, like when you go and see that person, you might not get the love that you expected. You might actually come back home in heartbreak. Like they might, all of the joy, the when I think about music coming from the heart, that's a lot of like joy, blissful, lighthearted, free, carefree energy. Yeah, this person might drain all of that from you, and you might come home and have to do more work than you would have had to do if you would have just stayed your batootie at home in the first place. So things like that. If you have water on your ancestral altar, and then let's say after just like one day you come home and the water is dirty, that can be a sign to go do some protection work. So just think, like, it doesn't have to be the biggest things ever, but these are just some signs that your spirit team is reaching out to you. And I know it can be difficult because it's like, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? If you spend time in meditation, and it literally doesn't even have to be super long, you can literally close your eyes for 3 minutes and just think. Like sometimes when I go into meditation, especially short meditations, and it's been a long day, my mind is rambling, I'll just allow the thought ramble. Allow the thought ramble. Let me say that again. Allow the thought ramble. Allow the thought ramble. Allow your thoughts to ramble. Allow your mind to get it out. Allow the brain vomit. Allow it. Allow the thought vomit, because it needs to go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things, all of these emotions, all of these feelings and thoughts and narratives that your brain has been processing throughout the day or throughout several days, it needs to go somewhere. And I think that's why it's so important for us to meditate, so that all of the things that are unnecessary, our brain can regurgitate. We can decide whether we want to still participate in some activities and in some environments, and then we can continue to move on with our lives, right? So yeah. I feel like that's pretty. I feel like that is pretty, like, pretty complete. I'm trying to think if I can think of anything else. Also, your animals, like, your animals might be giving you signs and symbols. If your animals, like, if you have a dog or a cat and they are bringing you back different animals. I know sometimes our animals can hunt things when they're outside. If they start bringing you back certain animals, that could be an omen. So for example, if your dog brings you back like a raccoon or a rat, protection work. Please invest yourself in some protection work. It might be some funkiness going on. um yeah, yeah. And then too, just like the little things, the butterflies in your stomach, the before you go into a place, if you get a headache, or before you leave out the house you start feeling nauseous, baby, maybe you just need to stay your patootie at home. That's a sign. Those are the obvious things. But yeah, guys, I'm not gonna keep you forever. Thank you so much for chatting with me, having this little chitty chat about signs and omens from your spirit team, just to help break that communication barrier. Sometimes it can be difficult to communicate um, with our spirit team, because we tend to second guess ourselves and think that our understanding is not the correct understanding. But please know, your spirit team is not going to play on your top like that. Like, they're not going to confuse you on purpose. Be intentional about who you are reaching out to, and know the history of who you are reaching out to be respectful. Like, really know the history. This is something that I had to learn. Really know the history. When you start talking about like trickster energies and understanding messages, I feel like you will run into some trickster energies. But in order to decipher who your benevolent spirit team is, you really do have to spend time in meditation and just get to know yourself, get to know your history, listen, pay attention to every single feeling, every single inkling, and just continue to grow, continue to thrive, continue to give yourself grace, continue to give yourself unconditional love, and know that Olodumare, God, the universe, your spirit team, the moon, whoever you commune with and pray with and go to in your sacred time, just know that they will not lead you astray. Just be intentional, be respectful, and yeah, just be grateful. So thank you guys for spending this time with me. If our content resonates with your soul, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. We have like 115 or 116 subscribers. Shout out to y'all, because y'all are awesome. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope that everybody is feeling amazing and beautiful, and I hope that you guys are taking care of yourself. And if you've been feeling in like more of like a lower vibrational energy, I'm sending you lots of love, and I'm sending you the energy to be able to take care of yourself, love yourself, nurture yourself in all of the perfect divine ways. All right, peace. See you next time, legends.